Yeah, we're expecting an intense match. It's our last game of the season, their last game of the season. I'm sure they'll be hyped to play us. Obviously, we're coming off of 2 losses and we're feeling really motivated to get a good result out of this game. I think there's been a lot of talks about playoffs and everything that comes after that, but really our whole focus is just finishing the season strong with this last game against Seattle. Certainly. I do think it's important that we put together a strong performance going into playoffs, and that's not a secret. I think momentum is a real thing, and we talk a lot about that. However, I feel like the vibe going into the game and just this whole week of training has really been just preparing for this game like it was any other game of the season, and putting our full force into just winning this game, getting 3 points, and then we'll focus on what's next. Yeah, it has no meetings on standings, and yes, we've won the Shield, but with a win in this game, we'll beat the all-time NWSL record for points in a season. Seb brought that to our attention in our last meeting, and just given the opportunity to be the best team to have ever played in this league, I think is really big. And maybe then we'll get some of the credit that we deserve for this season. So I think there's a lot of motivation going into this game and getting those 3 points and getting to 60. I mean, there's always more, right? I think all of us feel this way as athletes that have made it to this level is there's always what's next, right? You win the Shield and then you want to win playoffs, You break into the roster and then you want to start. You're starting and now you want to score goals and play 90 minutes and contribute more and more to your team. So, while it's been a great season for the entire team, I think individually we're all staying motivated and I think we all want what's next. Yeah, I think it's important for us to be mindful, right? We can't get complacent. This isn't an easy win game. There are no easy win games. Seattle's a good team, and they give us a lot of trouble when we went to their place. And being someone who's been in that position, who has been playing the last game of the season, that won't affect, their shot into playoffs. That doesn't mean that they're not going to come out strong. And I think it's really important that, we put our stamp on this game early on. But no, they're a good team. We're expecting their full force to come after us at home. So it'll be a good game. Yeah, it means so much to us to play at home for these next 3 games, hopefully 3 games, speaking it into existence. No, Seb was just talking to us how, we may not see this good of an opportunity again in playoffs, to potentially host two playoff games and then a championship. I think we're really excited about that. And playing at home is our superpower. Our fans are our superpower. Like, there is nothing like playing at Inter&Co Stadium. And so I think we're really hyped to have these next few games there.
Yeah, I would go back and say it's probably come at a good time, the international break. Obviously, we've got players representing their countries, which is amazing. But for the players who stayed here, giving them that time to reset, take in what they've achieved so far this year, and go after the game on Saturday against Seattle. Hopefully we'll get a good turnout, a lot of fans out there to go out and support this team who've achieved so much this year. Yeah, I think we've had time to reflect and review what's been lacking probably in the last 2 games. I think we've played some really good football between the two 18s. And I think, there's been moments where we haven't rewarded ourselves with that final product, the final delivery or the final finish, what we showed in that first half of the season or throughout the season. So just getting back to basics, been hard to play against. We've conceded 5 goals in the last 2 games, and we take a lot of pride in our defending. So just refining, back to the basics and knowing what type of team we want to be leading up into this postseason. Yeah, it's just finding that balance, right? Because no one can take away that we're the number 1 team in the league and we've won the Shield. We've set countless amount of records, and deservedly so. Like they've earned that. So you can never take that away of what they've done. But again, you have to look back in the last 2 performances and say, like, we need to improve on this because, your playoff run could be over within minutes. So the players are very much focused of what their task is and, getting back together and going through those moments to make sure that we're in a really good position going into this Saturday's game, because this is almost a rehearsal of what the fans and people from outside should expect. And then you build that momentum from that game leading into the postseason. But yeah, it's finding a balance. Again, like when you've worked so hard to get, what you've set out to achieve, and then that moment comes, it's very difficult to go again. And so I think this week has been important that the players had the availability to just reset and really focus on the next couple of games.
You kind of mentioned it already, but
yeah, but also, we've had some challenges with it being an international break and having so many internationals away, traveling a lot, long distances as well. So that turnaround is very quick. But the principles, the culture, the identity always has to be there, regardless who's on the field. And that's really important to us. We may not have a better opportunity to go all the way to a final with, having home games and teams coming here and making it challenging like we've shown all season long, and the backing of the fans and the fans getting behind us. So we've installed that sort of mentality going into, obviously, this game against Seattle, but we want to carry that on into the first postseason game against who we don't quite know who it's going to be yet as well. So it's just an exciting time for everyone, and yeah, the preparation is key to our success. No, it's massive. I think it just shows the growth of this club and the team and the players. Also, Anna getting the opportunity to sit on the bench at Wembley as well. So, being English, having that opportunity to be at Wembley and see a game. It's unfortunate you couldn't get on the field, but like the growth that she's shown as well. Getting her first cap, like you said, amazing achievement and fully deserved. And both are Brazilians getting to lead out their countries. It's massive for the club, it's massive for the players, it's massive for us as well as coaches, because you can see the work and effort that we've put into these players to get to where they're at and the growth that they've shown. And yeah, we want more players to go out there and represent their countries, because it's important to all of us. Yeah, it's communication. It's communication with the coaching staff, myself, and the player. The medical staff also. You have to have a look at how much travel they've had, how many minutes they've played, how they're feeling. It's just communication. But again, regardless of who's on the field, we have to represent this club and we have to represent ourselves as best we can. So whoever's on the field at any point, they have to go out there and give it their all. And yeah, we'll just be in communication with those international players after they've been away on duty. If I've said, when I first took this job on, we have to give back to the fans, the ones who've stuck by us through all these hard times. You can see that the players have put their performances together on the field. Even for Orlando Pride history also, to be able to lift a trophy in our stadium is a massive achievement for the organisation. And yeah, we just want to give back to the fans, because the players have given absolutely everything to achieve these goals. And yeah, they are our 12th player. They get behind you. You can hear them. You can, they spur on the players to work that little bit harder as well. And yeah, like I said, we probably won't have a better opportunity to make a championship final with having both legs at home.